One of the most difficult decisions for any client is when to go from I'm going to defend this case, maintain my not guilty plea, to changing their mind and ultimately go in and entering a guilty plea or some other sort of alternative plea to the charge. That is rightfully the most difficult decision that a client has to make. It is probably something that needs to be considered throughout the entirety of the case. I have clients that come in and say, Ben, I'm never going to enter a guilty plea, and I certainly will respect that. I'm going to follow those wishes, and we're going to go to trial on the case, unless the prosecutor ultimately dismisses it beforehand. But in most of my clients' cases, they're looking to both mitigate their risk and look to develop the best possible defense they can going forward. Coronavirus obviously presents some real unusual set of circumstances for us because the way in which prosecutors and judges ultimately get a client to or a defendant to make a decision as to whether or not they're going to go to trial or enter a guilty plea is by trial calendars. And right now we don't have any trial calendars that are going on. And so some of the incentives that clients otherwise would have had, the pressure that they would have had, is kind of taken off of them. And that's really important to know because whenever you're going through this, and let's say for example that you had multiple DUI offenses in your criminal history, you might be able to get a really good resolution of your case that involves very little jail time or minimal jail time that you would not have gotten in normal times if juries were actually being impaneled to try your case. Because prosecutors and judges know that, hey, if I'm going to incentivize this person to move forward with their case, to resolve it in a quick manner, I need to give them some real reasons to do that. Usually that involves taking jail time significantly off the table. On the other hand, let's say, for example, that you have a first DUI offense and there's no real risk of really great jail time if you go forward and push the case on down the road. There probably is very little incentive for you to actually enter a guilty plea during this time. It is to your benefit in almost every set of circumstances, if it's a first DUI offense, to hold off. Obviously, there are some exceptions to that, and you need to talk to your lawyer in making that decision. But in your garden variety, no accident, no prior criminal history, no prior drug or alcohol-related offenses on your record, if you're charged with a DUI during this time, your case is pending during the COVID coronavirus shutdown, there really is very little incentive for you to resolve that case to a guilty plea to the DUI. Kicking the can down the road, seeing how things unfold in 6, 12, 18 months, however long it takes us to actually get to a jury trial, is probably going to be to your benefit. If you have any questions, feel free to drop me a line below. My name is Ben Sessions. Hope you guys are doing well and staying safe. Hope to see you soon.